What's up, everybody? This is Ryan here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to use PokerStars. If you're new to poker and are very curious on how to play online, this video is going to be for you. So PokerStars has a couple different websites. There's the global PokerStars, because poker's legal everywhere else except for the US. It's on the state basis. So if you're in New Jersey and Nevada and a couple other states, like now Michigan, you can play for money for real. So online poker has just became legalized here in Michigan, as well as sports betting and casino betting. So I am going to go to pokerstarsmi.com for PokerStars Michigan. I'm going to go right here and hit the download PokerStars button. That's going to download an exe. Obviously, you just install it like any other program. Next, you need to hit this join button, and you're going to enter the typical information. This choose your login and identity. That's the name that is going to show when you actually play against other poker players. The next thing you want to do on their website is to check out if there's any welcome offers. For instance, right now they have a bonus code 600, which means you can deposit up to $600 and they will give you a 100% matching bonus. But I would recommend reading through all this information, because usually you have to spend a lot of money in order to get that free $600. So to be able to actually gamble on PokerStars Michigan, you have to be located in the borders of Michigan. So how PokerStars recognizes whether you're in the state or not is using location services such as Wi-Fi. So if I'm on my desktop on the bottom right, I have to make sure that location is clicked on. And also if I go to network, that I have other Wi-Fi options here. So my PC wasn't actually Wi-Fi enabled, so I had to buy this USB Wi-Fi adapter for my PC, and I just got this off of Amazon for $10. So I just plugged this adapter into my PC. It recognized that I was in the state of Michigan, and then I was able to play online. So once we have PokerStars installed, we just click and open it as usual. And then you're going to log in using the credentials that you made when you created your account. So the first thing you'll notice when you open up PokerStars is this My News, which is just advertisements on different prizes you can win and different poker tournaments going on currently. So for PokerStars Michigan, at the top left here, you have Poker, Casino, and Sports. So you can click on Casino, and this allows you to play blackjack, roulette, and different slot machines. If you click on sports, obviously this was opening up the sports betting page, which allows you to find different sports to bet on. Pretty simple. So for the top right here, you have your player information, some other information like the session time, how many people are currently playing right now, and then obviously things like cashier. So if we click on cashier here, this is where you're going to deposit and withdraw money. So if you want to deposit, you can use PayPal and most bank accounts, and obviously some credit cards. And also this is when you are going to type in that bonus code. So that bonus 600 that we saw on the website, this is where you're going to want to type that in. So to start, the first menu you're going to be in is actually called Quick Seat. So you're going to have cash games, tourney, and spin and go, but they're going to be like a more simplified version that's just a little easier for beginning players to understand. Now where I like to go is all games, and that actually lists all the games that you have available to play. So one of the first concepts you need to know if you're new to poker is what a cash game is and what a tournament is. A cash game, you sit down, you can buy in whenever, you can leave whenever. $1 equals $1. Now a tournament, however, usually starts at a predetermined time. So say 5 o'clock, and it's a predetermined amount. So say 5 o'clock, $50. You buy in, you play that tournament as long as it lasts until you get knocked out, or it plays down to whoever wins the tournament. And then usually that $50 goes into a prize pool, and you'll win a percentage of that money. So now in PokerStars, you'll see here at the top, cash games, sit and go, spin and go, and tourney. Now sit and go and spin and go are just variations of tourneys. A sit and go is where instead of starting at an exact time, it actually starts when there's a certain amount of people that are in it. So if I go to sit and go here, you'll see this tournament right here, 5 of 6 people enrolled. That means as soon as one more person enrolls here, this tournament will begin. Now, a spin and go is pretty much like a sit and go, where as soon as 3 people are registered, the tournament begins. The only difference is there's kind of a prize generator at the beginning, and it determines how much money you're going to win. So it's a little bit more like pulling the slot machine lever. The tournaments are also very fast, as there's only 3 players and you start with a very short stack. So now in the cash game menu, you can see this stakes tab. That's how much you'll actually be playing for. So these are the blinds. So this table right here is $1, $2, and you can typically buy in for $100 to $200. Now in this tournament menu, from left to right here, you got your start date and time, what kind of game it is. So make sure it says no limit hold'em if you're new to poker. There's also tons of other variations of poker, so just make sure you click on the right one. You got your buy-in here. This one's $100. You got the name of the poker tournament, prize pool, speed of the tournament, and how many players are enrolled. So in the prize pool column here, you can see how much money is actually being played for. So right here and to the right, you can see the prize pool is 81,000. 116 people got paid. And then right here, you can see first place won $13,000. So in the speed column here, you're going to have different speeds of which the blinds raise. So this one, for instance, says hyper. Typically, that means the blinds are raising every 2 to 3 minutes. In the state column, you can see if a tournament is registering, if it has late registration, and if it's completed or running. A late registration tournament basically means it starts at a certain time, and then there's within a couple hours or so, you can still buy into that tournament. So at the top here, this row is for filtering your tournaments out, which is really cool. If I hit this filter button, I can change what players per table, which type of tournament, which state of tournament it's in, and when the tournament starts. As you can see, I can also choose from what type of poker game. As like I said, there's a lot of different poker games to choose from. You can choose your buy-in. So you can choose free rolls that cost you nothing, all the way from micros under $5 all the way up to a high amount of money, $100 plus. You can set the speed of the tournament, so hyper, turbo, regular, and slow, and then also what type of tournament. And I can turn this filter on and off. So for instance, if I only wanted to see big buy-in tournaments, I can go to this buy-in filter, have high selected, and now I only see the big tournaments. So this last tab is typically for specialty tournaments. So right now the Michigan Championship of Online Poker is going on. So you can click on that tab and play those tournaments here. Typically specialty tournaments have bigger guarantees, so you'll get bigger prizes, big prize pools, and win thousands of dollars for first place. So if I double click one of these tournaments, it's going to open up the poker lobby. So there's 4 different tabs here: home tab, tables, chip graph, and structure. So in the home tab, it just gives you some basic information about the structure and the stack sizes. It'll also give you the prize pool. So right here it says 6,000 prize pool, 35 places get paid. Also right here, you can click to see the list of players. You'll see different chip sizes and what places people have finished in. So on this next tab here, you got tables, and that shows you what tables are going on, so you can view and actually observe these tables. Next tab over is chip graph, and you can actually see different players' chip graphs and how they compare with the average and the largest stack of the tournament. And this just helps you view how you're doing in the tournament compared to other players. And lastly, we got this structure tab here, and that actually shows you what the blind levels are going to be. So right here, you can see level 6 is going to be 5,100, ante of 12, and the level is 8 minutes long. This last tab also shows more tournament information, and you can see like right here at the top, this buy-in is $20, $1.80 is held and retained by PokerStars as a tournament fee. And you can also see at the bottom here, late registration is available for the first 1 hour and 50 minutes. So if you want to play this tournament, you can just click the play now button and hit the confirm button, and it'll say your account will be charged $20. Now moving on to this right column here, My Stars is going to be all your rewards. Every tournament and cash game you play, a percentage of that money that you bought in with goes to PokerStars. And a little bit of that actually goes to your rewards. And the more points you get, it'll actually start filling up this green bar. And when it reaches completion, you get to open a chest. So when you open the chest, you can win certain things like bonuses, tournament tickets, free spins at the casino, as well as these star coins. Now, when you have enough star coins, you can actually click on this and go to the PokerStars rewards store. And here you can use your coins to buy different things like clothing and cash rebates and different things like online tickets. So I actually have a chest to open, so I'm just gonna click on this here and click open chest. And then there's this fun little animation, and you just click on this button and you will win certain things. Like I said, you usually just get coins and sometimes more player points. So the next thing on the list is challenges. And this is just more motivation to play different things and certain bonuses. So like for instance, right here, bet $20 on an NBA game every Thursday and get a $10 live bet. So these challenges just motivate you to spend more money, basically. Currently, this leaderboards button, I don't believe is working. It's empty, but I'm sure this is going to eventually fill with players' names. So next we have home games, and this is actually really cool. You can start your own poker club and invite your friends to play, and then you can play your own tournaments and cash games with your friends. So right here, I created my own poker club. Double click this, and I can create different tournaments, different cash games, and you can see schedules, results, standings if you want to play for points. So if I click create a tournament, I can actually choose from multiple different settings and set something up for my friends to play in. And you can choose from different types of poker games, as well as starting stacks and the buy-in amount. I can actually go to manage club here, hit invite new members, and then I can just copy this and text this to my friends so they can join. So now all they have to do is go to join a poker club, type in the club ID and the invitation code, and they will join your home game. So now if we go to the settings menu here, you can go to account details, and this will show you all your personal information. You can also change your avatar by clicking change image. So you can choose from a custom image that you upload that they do have to approve, or you can choose one of these avatars and animal icons. Now there's a lot of settings under here, but I'm just going to show you guys a couple ones. The first main one here is themes, and this is going to open up what your table looks like. So here in table themes, you can choose different themes for your table, like the classic, the black, more simple layout, and then this old style saloon. But here you can also change the color of the felt and what your cards look like as well. So one thing I did want to point out if you're new to online poker is this 4-color deck button. Obviously spades and clubs are black, while diamonds and hearts are red. However, if you hit this 4-color deck button, it turns the diamonds to blue and the clubs to green, and that just helps visualize the different suits a little easier. And next down here is table display. You can obviously go through these and turn them on and off to see what they do. They're pretty self-explanatory. It just helps you visualize your table a little better. The next thing I like to do is go down to announcement and just shut this message box on table off. Every once in a while, you'll get a little message notice at the top. I just like to shut that off since I find them a little annoying. Next, we have under gameplay, show and muck hands. This just basically gives you the option to show your cards before discarding them if there's no more players left in the hand. And that just gives you the option to basically show bluffs or show that you have a good hand or something like that. Next, under bet slider here, we can change the size of our bets, and that just makes it a little easier when we're betting and raising. We can change it to what percentage we actually want to raise with. So you can see here pre-flop, I can min raise, do 2.2 times the big blind, 2.5 times the big blind, or I can just max shove all in. So I can actually change any of these to whatever I prefer to use. And that's pretty much all I wanted to show for settings. So if we go to tools here, the main thing I wanted to show here is my tax events. Now, since gambling here is legal now in Michigan, you are going to have to pay attention to taxes. I'm not sure how much PokerStars reports to Michigan. I'm not going to talk about this too much. I'm just letting you know where this is. I am not a tax accountant or anything like that. So make sure you talk to your CPA. Now that we're done talking about the PokerStars lobby, let's actually go see what a table looks like. So I'm just going to click on one of these random cash game tables. So in the top left here, there's a little star. You can actually save this into your favorites lobby. So if I click on this and go to my favorites tab, you'll actually see this 1-2 table is now in my favorites. Next is this table drop down, and that just allows you to get to table themes and table settings a little bit quicker. And also we got this hand replayer here. This is a very powerful tool, allows you to go backwards into time, and you can replay hands. That allows you to see what mistakes your opponents made, see how they played a hand, and obviously learn from your own mistakes. And down below to the bottom left here, you can chat and talk with players, as well as to see what happened in the previous hands, as well as this hands tab. You can see what cards you had, how big the pot was, and what the board said. Next is this notes tab. You can actually right click a player and hit note, and that allows you to write about this player. So if you see them make a funny play, you write that down, and that just helps you keep track of everybody that's on the site. And then you have stats and info, and that usually just tells you information about the tournament that's going on. So for the player itself, obviously you have the player name, you have how much money they have in their stack and their avatar. Now, if you right click on their icon here, you can obviously block them, note like I said before, but you can also label them. So what we can do is go down here and edit player note labels. And then you can add different labels. You can rename them, change the color to whatever you want, which is really convenient. And again, just like notes, that just allows you to keep track of all the players on the site. Obviously, you're playing against multiple players, and you play with players over and over and over again, and you want to kind of get a feeling of what those players play like. So for instance, if I play with this guy enough, while this guy is playing a little too conservative and he's pretty tight, I think I can adjust my play to that. So I'm going to mark him as tight conservative. Now at the bottom right of the table here, this is where all your actions take place. So you hit your fold, your check, call, raise, all in. That's where you do all your actions. There's also a bet slider that allows you to slide up and down how much you want to bet, as well as those predetermined options to see if you want to bet a percentage of the pot, a third of the pot, stuff like that. Also, while you're at the table, you can change the color of the felt and the background as well. That way you don't have to go to that table themes menu all the time. Lastly, if you're playing a lot of tables at the same time, also known as multi-tabling, you're gonna wanna go up to this layouts button. And what this is gonna allow you to do is tile the tables, cascade them, or stack them. So if we hit tiles, it will organize all 4 of these tables into a nice layout, or we can cascade them, as well as stack them so they're all on top of each other. You can also manage your layouts in the settings, so you can save custom layouts and you can apply them whenever you have different tables going on. Now, if you have multiple display screens, you're going to want to use this apply to active monitor only a lot of times. So when you do click on one of these options, it stays on this monitor only. And that is it of this video tutorial for PokerStars. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments. Also, if you like this video and want to see more just like that, of course, hit the like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, do all those things. I appreciate it. So I will see you guys at the tables, and thanks for watching. But it's a little bit more gambly because, what's that? Gambly? I don't know if that's a term, gambly. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.